walking you through the lying glute series. I know in the video I had just my hand, but I actually love to use a yoga block. So we're going to do the right side first, and then we're going to go into, I'm just going to do the right side, and then you know pretty much how to get into the second side. Walking you through the technique, I like my hand to be here, my ear is down, my chin is tucked, everything feels nice and neutral. But if I let my hips lay into the floor, it's not neutral anymore, my hips hiking up. So what I have to do is lengthen here and hold my core in place. So if this felt too hard or there was any pain or discomfort, you could load up some towels underneath the ribs, in between the ribs and the hips, and it gives you a sense of stability in that underneath carriage of the hip on this side. So that's a choice, it's an option. The clamshell was the first one. We're making sure that our feet, if you looked at them in the back, they're lined up with our spine, so the knees need to be slightly forward, because that establishes where those hips are and that they're nice and neutral. I like to have my hands on my hips so that I'm reminding myself not to let my core fall into the mat, okay? So breathing out, everything comes in. When I breathe in, I'm still allowing my abdomen to relax, but I'm not allowing everything to just sink into the floor, okay? So you don't want to be too rigid either. So you're just finding a happy balance between allowing the vertebrae to move and absorb that breath, but also stabilize you at the same time. So feet are together, because they're going to remain together. I'm going to place my hand right here and relax my shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Bringing that leg just high enough that I feel that piriformis working, okay? The muscle of external rotation. Strong glutes are very important, but so are strong adductors, okay? So in level 2, we're going to be working a lot more on our adductors and teaching a lot more about how to release the glutes, because now we've worked the glutes, we're going to need to know how to release both the abdominals and the glutes to have a really happy balance and a happy body. So after that 12 repetitions, we're going to go into glute med. In the video, I did glute med like this with your toe turned in, okay? It's not wrong, but now I'm just going to add something to it. We're going to come back. So instead of just going up, I'm going to go up and back. Your hand can be here for stability, but we still want to make sure we're not letting it fall into the floor. Notice my knee and my toe are slightly turned in, but my hip is not moving. Everything is coming from the femur and not the hip, okay? So we're going to be here, tap the toe down, and then glide it back. So it's abduction and extension and a medial rotation. So it's medially rotated down and then up, down and then up. We want to make sure we're not using too much of that TFL. So if you do start feeling it in the front of the leg, just slide your leg back and just focus on the back phase. Don't come forward anymore. Just go back, okay? So this would be a degression of this one, okay? So this is where you're probably best off to start. Toe turned in, just lifting up, feeling that glute med. After you're done your 10 to 12, take a little break for a second with your core, and then we're going to roll over right where you're at and do that single leg, squeeze it up. So this leg can either be here if we're not feeling super stable, okay? I like to place my hands on my hips and keep my shoulders relaxed, chin tucked, and relax through the feet, but still try and have the toe, the big toe, the pinky, and the heel down, squeezing it up. This is where the ribs stay down, breathing it out, hips to ribs versus ribs to hips, right? So you're bringing those hips up towards the ribs and then slowly dropping back down towards that tailbone is nice and flat. This would be adding progression to lifting that leg. You can also do this, which then you really have to watch those hips stay stable, but it's a really nice way to relax that left leg. Gives it a really good break. After you're done your 10 to 12, you should really be feeling those right glutes fired right up. So come to the other side. We're gonna just do the other set on the other side, just backwards. So we're gonna be here, bringing it up, right? So this now is really relaxing my right side as I do my 10 to 12 repetitions here. It's not gonna feel the same as it did on the right because I haven't done the other two exercises on that left side yet, right? So then I have to roll over onto my left side and continue the glute med and the piriformis exercises at that 10 to 15 repetitions. And then I'm going to just keep alternating all of those exercises until I'm done 3 sets on each side. It's a really great finisher. Hug those knees into your chest, keep the tailbone nice and long. Flex and point the toes just to give your ankles some movement and mobility. And then reaching the hands up, turning them out, flexing through the hands is a really great way to stretch out that lower back. Turn the feet in and flex your toes. Reach up with your hands extended and then turn like you're turning both thumbs out. Tuck that chin. And 4 or 5 breaths here. A great way to stretch out that lower lumbar S1 to L5. And you're done.